Hello there and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Gerald Kabiro. Super glad that you've joined us for political conversations that are simple, truthful and biased. Prof puts them across in a hard-hitting way. How are you doing today?
Wonderful.
Fine week. We're in October already.
October.
Huh?
Oh, the year is gone.
You know, we were thinking about elections. They've come, they've gone. The country is in the right place.
Correct.
Our conversation for today is this man, Rigathi. We've talked about so many political figures. Rigi G.
Yes.
He's looking for the lady that called him that name. He wants to gift them. But tell me, he says he's receiving a lot of biasness from the media, especially the last interview he had. He said we will not have interviews getting this kind of biasness. What do you make of Rigi G?
I equate man Rigi G to Trump. Trump was told, please look presidential. He said, I don't want. Leave me alone. 2016.
Yeah.
But look, please, look and talk presidential. He said, I don't want. It's boring. So Rigi G is being himself. Let us get used to him. There was also a woman, an old woman who went to the White House as a first lady. Barbara Bush.
Yeah.
She said, she's not going to dye her hair or anything like that. She wants to be a grandmother with the children playing under the bed. You know, you can be yourself. Let Gachagua be himself.
From history,
we shall get used to it.
You equate him to Trump. You know it didn't work for him the second
Not that
round.
it didn't work. It's just that I'm talking a man of style. That is his style. Let's get used to him that way. A man who says it. The only problem, he would need an advisor. So there are certain things before you, like this one of Forex.
Yeah.
About foreign exchange.
Yes.
It's risky. You can cause panic.
I want us to go there because he said they're having a problem dealing with fuel because they're supposed to pay fuel with dollars. This is foreign, saying the CBK doesn't have enough to pay fuel. CBK coming out saying we don't deal with this exchange. It goes back to
commercial banks.
Commercial banks.
And the commercial banks have not complained. So he will need an advisor to tell him, you can go ballistic on anything, but certain things like those, they can cause panic.
What do you make, though, of such statement? Because he's still continuing saying the coffers are empty, Treasury is not, doesn't have money. Again, this conversation of state capital.
The government collects money and uses the same money. That account he's talking about is not a savings account. So the current government is the one now collecting tax. So he's blaming himself. You must up your game in the collection of taxes.
Okay.
And even him, he will discover there will be no money he will keep. He will be collecting and using. Money is to be collected and spent.
Is that how government should work?
Yeah, that's how government works.
Because according to them, it seems they're supposed to have inherited a lot of money and treasury.
From where?
From the previous government.
Which government?
So that they can be able
this
to
country relies on taxes. This country doesn't save. It doesn't collect money from other sources other than taxes and levies. Small levies, which is like taxes. So that is simple. He can look at the balance sheet. This country collects about 2 trillion. The budget is 3 trillion. Even a class 1 kid should know. Gachagua, please. You are a university graduate. Even a class 1 kid will know. You know, a country that collects 2 trillion with a budget of 3 trillion. We are talking of a deficit. Where does he expect the money to be? Akute wameweka kwa store mahali.
Because he's saying it's politicians. You don't have to say that. But because he's saying these politicians who have taken money from Central Bank, they've given business to commercial banks.
This country is made of thieves.
Now this is state capital.
This country is made of thieves. Let me see him arresting the thieves. Unless he has joined them or is one of them. I have said, I am saying now that billionaires in this country are thieves. Almost all of them.
Almost all of them.
Our leaders are almost without exception. They are all thieves. They have stolen from the public.
Okay.
The billions they have made from us. Because I've argued, an innocent man, a teacher like me, living from hand to mouth, living in a government house. Tomorrow you give me a job and I have a house in Karen. Sinimeiba.
You've stolen.
This all these guys. If you went to Lavington, Karen, Kleleshwa, 90-something% all those are thieves. Ordinary Kenyans cannot afford those. So he should not complain. They should collect taxes and use them. He should arrest the thieves who have stolen. The state capture. I'm waiting for the state capture. I was so disappointed when I saw Ruto going to a function of NCBA, KCB and Safaricom. The Mshwari release the people. I was so disappointed.
Why? So
I want to support Ruto.
He said he was looking for
I want
them.
to support Ruto, but I'm finding it hard.
Meeting.
I want to support Ruto, but I'm finding it hard. What was he doing with them Mshwari people, with the Fuliza people? Then they are celebrating, because these guys have said, if you stay with Alon for 3 days only, they will charge you less 40%. Who stays with Fuliza 3 days? At Sisi. Fuliza in a car too. So there's nothing they were doing. And even if we were to agree, they have reduced Fuliza by 50%. And the president is there and celebrating it. Tum is treating it. I was so mad with them. 50% of 3,600, which the president has said Shiro pays. Shiro Ruaka, she pays 3,600 interest per annum, which is criminal, is immoral. The president wants to celebrate that now it has been reduced by 50%. How can the president celebrate Shiko paying 1,800%? I'm so annoyed.
You'll have that conversation with Richard on business and police and what you guys talk about in economy.
So Mandrik G.
Let's get back to Mandrik G. Tell me now, he's talked about state capture. You've said it's as easy as switching off a tap.
And arresting some people. The time Mandrik G has been deputy president and William Ruto has been president is enough for them to have arrested some few people.
He said they have bigger priorities like
Which bigger
CBC,
priorities?
Parents are complaining.
Let me tell you, CBC, look, CBC is another one. You put a market, you create 40 people to look at CBC. You told us you wanted to scrap. We are going to support you. Scrap it. It's rubbish. That CBC is rubbish. Scrap it. You are setting 42 people or 40, I don't know, 100 people, a task force. Go and look. And the people, I look at them, 99% of them don't know anything about education. I've been talking about education in this country, and I know the people you can appoint, and they can give you something about education. 99.9% of those ones, they don't know anything about education.
So we go back to state capture.
Yes.
You've said it's that easy, start with arrests.
State capture is something you switch off the tap, turn off the tap. Because people benefit from government. Already they are saying, instead of giving the hustler fund, they are saying they want to guarantee. Back to the same banks, to the same cartels, state capture. Excuse me. He's
the deputy president. The reason why I really wanted us to have this conversation is because of what we saw between President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto. He seems to be a man of substance regarding Gachagua. He speaks his mind. He says what...
I like people who speak their mind.
Will this relationship work?
I like Gachagua because he speaks his mind. You could make a few mistakes in the process. You could look crude, village, and cultured, and sophisticated. But I don't care about that. You should only mind about certain things that are sensitive. Like if you say government has no money, the implication of that is huge. When you say there's no foreign exchange, the implication is huge. There can be panic purchase of foreign exchange. And you create havoc in the foreign exchange market.
Is this why CBK went ahead and replied quickly?
You can find the shilling is doing 300 against the dollar. There's no foreign exchange. People can't bring oil, can't buy. What like $1 million? You find there are no dollars. It's called panic. You can create havoc. Those are the things you should guard against. But otherwise, his style, I like it. I like people who speak their mind.
His relationship with now President William Ruto.
Yes.
If he continues this trajectory, speaking his mind, having this interview, some say most deputies don't have this media.
But they agreed.
As we see.
They agreed that's how they'll work. Ruto also told us he wanted to be a deputy who works. Not the deputy given by the Constitution. The deputy in the Constitution is not a person who talks. He's not a human being. The deputy in the Constitution is not a human being. Has no life of their own. It's a cyst. I know you can find biology.
I know what it is.
Some animals, when things are bad, they're buried underground. They will resurface when the conditions, even some type of fish.
I didn't know that.
When water dries, there's this mud fish. It can just stay there almost dead. When water comes to the surface, there are animals that get in that conditions, or plants. So that is now a deputy president. You are dead. You only wake up when the president dies to take over. So that is the deputy president in the constitution. But that one Ruto said was not the deputy president he wanted to be. And that is the deputy president they have created for Rigathi. So they must live with it. And we will allow it. It's a good show.
I'm asking, will it last?
If it doesn't last, so we shall try another thing. Not everything lasts.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how this man Rigathi will fare on in this Ruto's administration. But until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.